Hello, this is Hong, and today on my channel, I'm going to be doing a taste test of the famous Japanese sports
Hey
drink
guys, so
Pocari
I just
Sweat.
came back from my little jog. I wouldn't even call it a run, it's a jog. Brisk walk, a little jog here and there because it's so hard for me to run. Anywho, look at this. I ran 2.57 miles. Okay, not ran. I jogged 2.7 miles, but my pace was 14:40, and it was a 37-minute and 43 seconds jog. So I'm gonna save that data right here. How hard was it? It was hard because I didn't run last week other than one day. I got really lazy. And my baby, she was a little bit fussy in some of the days, but anywho, I ran with my mask, and so with the mask, it makes it a little bit harder to run because this mask is a little thicker. My mom made it. It's double or triple layer, so it's a little bit harder to breathe through it. Oh, my hair is a mess. Ooh. Yeah. Anyhow, let me take off my hat. Okay, so I want to record this video right in the moment. So I wanted to do a quick taste test of the Pocari Sweat. It's a Japanese sports drink that's been around for almost, I think this is going to be 2020 was its 40th year anniversary. So I'm just going to do a test and see if it helps to keeps me hydrated. So I'm pretty tired, as you can tell. Even though it's a short jog, it makes me really tired because I'm not a runner and it's really, really hard for me to run. So this Pocari Sweat, I got it at my local Vietnamese supermarket. It's a Japanese brand, but I think they probably, but it says product of Korea here. So maybe it has I'm sure they have distributions, locations, and factories making these drinks all over Asia. So I'm trying to open it, but okay, here it is. Wow. It's pretty good. Oh, sorry about this. This is sweat. Wow. At first I thought it would taste like medicine because how the person got the idea to come up with a drink was that he had gone to Mexico in the 1970s on a business trip and he had food poisoning. So when he went to the hospital, the doctors asked him to keep himself hydrated, you know, with ginger ale or fizzy drinks that they had there. And he thought that they were too sugary or too sweet. And so at that time, he saw a doctor drinking like a pouch of Ivy right after a surgery to keep himself hydrated. And so that's how he got the idea. He's going to make something that replenishes your body, that has the vitamins and all of the good stuff from the Ivy, but in a drinkable form. So here it is. So I don't really drink much sports drinks other than Gatorade. So this tastes pretty good. It doesn't seem to be as sweet as Gatorade. It's a little bit more citrus, so it's like a really good sports drink, but less sugar. So let me see. This bottle is 1.5 liters or 50.67 fluid ounces, and it has 9 grams of sugar. It's refreshing. It's light. It has kind of like that sporty taste, and it's a little citrus, but I would say it's pretty good.
You can taste a little bit of the salt flavor as well.
It has like a nice citrus aftertaste, and it's light, and it It tastes so good cold. So the ingredients here are purified water, sugar, grapefruit juice concentrate. Grapefruit juice concentrate, citric acid, grapefruit flavor, sodium citrate, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, D-malic acids, calcium lactate, magnesium chloride, and vitamin C. Alright guys, so I will be back because one of the things I like to do is if I like a product, I want to learn about how the product came to be, who invented the idea, who came up with it, how did they come up with it, what was the experience that they had with the product in terms of, where they were, what they were doing that made them come up with a product. So I think this is really interesting in terms of the idea and the origin of the product.
All right, so here's a little background on the story. This actually made a cameo in Back to the Future 2 back in 1989 in the scene where McFly had a video conference with a co-worker in 2019, and it was a really, really small, tiny cameo. I'll insert a picture here. But basically, this is a very popular sports drink across Asia and the Middle East. Not many people, including myself, know too much about the brand or even the drink itself. So basically, through the film, the creators didn't have a product placement deal with Pocari Sweat, but they had given the art department a general directive to include Japanese elements in the scenes depicting 2015, in the assumption that Japanese products will outsell American products. For example, during that time, Sony had acquired Columbia Pictures, Panasonic buying Universal, etc. Japanese video games, Japanese cars were outselling American competitors. So in terms of stats, in 2019, 270 million bottles were distributed in more than 20 countries, and around the same number were distributed in Japan as well. The product was actually launched in 1980, so in 2020, last year, it turned 40 years old. The idea was inspired by an employee of the company. So basically what the drink does is it has the hydrating effects of an IV solution. What it does is that it replenishes water and electrolytes lost through sweat. And I know why